This video falls under fair use. Fair use allows commentary, criticism, and reactions. What's up? Back with another one. Today we're breaking down Antonio Daniels calling out Rich Paul on the Rob Parker podcast, so let's check out this clip.
And he is with us now. AD, Antonio Daniels, NBA champ, Pelicans TV analyst, Fox Sports Radio NBA analyst. The man has more jobs than anybody we know. Hardest working man in the business. AD, what's up, bro?
What's happening?
What up, fellas?
Man.
It was great to see you in BK, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, man. Yes, it was. I was just, it was awesome. It was awesome seeing you. It was a surprise.
I know, and you know what? When I saw you down there, obviously I knew you would be there, but I was like, okay. And then the big thing is to I think, call your phone and for you to answer. You know what I mean? Like, because you're busy, you're talking to people. And then he looked, and I was like, look to your right, and there it was. I had to go see you.
It was awesome to see you, brother.
Yep, no
Wasn't
doubt.
the best game to watch,
but
it was awesome to see you, though.
Right.
Yeah, that ain't
I
it.
will say this about Brooklyn, okay, and the Nets. At least, you know, like they know where they fit in and whatever, what's going on. I couldn't believe I went in there and had a $5 hot dog and a $5 Diet Coke. You know what I'm – not seriously. You go in and you know this, AD. You go to arenas around the country. You go to Dodger. You go to Dodger Stadium. It's $10 for a Coke. $10.
Listen, you know what? You know, Rob, a lot of times when we go into arenas, they have media dining, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And there are certain arenas that don't have media dining. So what they'll do is they'll give you a voucher.
Mm-hmm.
And with the voucher, they say, you know what? It's worth whatever, $20. You can eat, you know, anywhere in the arena. Man, listen, you go somewhere in the arena, they give you that voucher, you end up using your own money.
Right.
The voucher can't cover enough to get something to eat.
It is
100%.
It is crazy, and that's why I was so shocked, to be honest, that a Nathan's hot dog in Brooklyn was still just $5 because I paid $10 at other places.
Well, you better hope they keep not winning.
Yeah, I guess.
If the winning go up, them prices going up. AD, you know that.
Yes. Hey, you know what? Rich Paul, I want to start there. Rich Paul just did a podcast. What was it, Max Kellerman?
No, it's their podcast together.
Oh, they got a podcast together.
Yeah.
Okay, I never listened to the show, so I
You never miss it.
That's exactly. But anyway, Antonio, and basically said that the Lakers aren't a championship contender. What do you make of that? Like, okay, LeBron's your client, LeBron's your guy. He's
He also
dwindling
said he's
down.
not leaving either.
Yeah, a year or two left, and he's playing for what reason then? If he really believes that the Lakers don't have a shot.
Obviously, there's an ulterior motive. I don't know what it is, but there was a point where Rich Paul had a lot of say in what was going on in Los Angeles with the Lakers.
Yes.
There was a point he had a lot of say. They weren't making decisions. They weren't making moves roster-wise without talking to him and talking to LeBron. Now there has been a passing of the torch, and that passing of the torch has now gone to Luka and Bill Duffy. So things have changed in L.A.
Right.
So there's an ulterior motive there, obviously, because you don't say something like that for no reason. You know what I mean?
It makes no sense, right?
Client.
It makes no sense.
No, he's your most popular client, and he's only playing now to win championships, his words, and to come on and say, well, you know what, I don't think they have enough to contend. There's an ulterior motive there, obviously. I just don't know what it is.
Rich Paul needs to stop saying that the Lakers aren't good enough. Injuries, roster changes, and tough competition in the West make it way more complicated than just not good enough.
Oh, AD, I want to go here. Lakers are in the West. Got other teams in the West. You got some teams in the East. But we are wasting our time. Is this the Thunder? Can we just give it the ring right now? Because last I checked, they were like 24-1. And they were doing that most of those, 80% of those games, 90% without Jalen Williams. Then SGA sits out for a night. They still win big because Jalen's back. This is insane. Is there somebody who really can compete with them? Is the league's only hope
the
Denver?
Nuggets. The Nuggets.
That's what I said. Is the only hope
I
Denver?
agree. I think the Nuggets can. And right now, I think the Nuggets are the only team that can because of Nikola Jokic. Simply because of Nikola Jokic. But I will say this, and I'm going off of what happened last year in the playoffs. Because who knows what would have happened if Aaron Gordon wasn't hurt in Game 7 in Oklahoma City. Who knows what would have happened? Who knows? But here's the thing. Oklahoma City is playing right now like a team that lost in Game 7 in the NBA Finals. Not a team that won the NBA Finals. They're playing like a team that lost, that is trying to make up for something. That team right now is on a completely different level than anyone else today, right? When we look at December, the second week of December, it is Oklahoma City, and then there's a huge gap, and then you can look at teams like Houston, and you can look at teams like Denver, and then there's another gap, and you can look at teams like Minnesota and San Antonio and Phoenix. But Oklahoma City right now has clearly set themselves far above everyone else.
Let me ask you this though: could that backfire from the standpoint of peaking too soon, like putting all of this into? We haven't even got to Christmas. The season doesn't normally start till Christmas. And I'm not saying you go out there and try to lose games, but I do wonder about piling those up. Does that really help you come April or May?
Here's the issue. Here's the thing with me, though.
Okay.
When you look at them and you see the way they play, Jalen Williams hasn't played. They're sitting guys out. They're winning these games with 60% of their starting lineup on the sideline. They haven't peaked. That's the part that's scary. This is a team that hasn't peaked yet.
On a recent episode of the Rob Parker podcast, former San Antonio Spurs guard and current NBA analyst Antonio Daniels didn't hold back as he called out super agent Rich Paul for his recent comments dismissing the Los Angeles Lakers as not good enough, arguing that such criticism is misplaced and unfair given the context of the team's situation. Daniels explained to Parker that while the Lakers have clear flaws, publicly undermining the franchise, especially from someone so closely tied to a current superstar, crosses a line and creates unnecessary noise around the team. He emphasized that criticism should be rooted in basketball analysis, not rhetoric that can destabilize a locker room or shift blame away from broader league realities like injuries, roster turnover, and the difficulty of competing in a loaded Western Conference. Daniels pointed out that the Lakers have already proven a baseline level of competence by making the playoffs and reaching the Western Conference Finals recently, which contradicts the narrative that they are outright inadequate. He also stressed that stars and their representatives carry influence, and with that influence comes responsibility, noting that comments like Paul's can shape public perception and media narratives in ways that don't always reflect what's happening on the court.